treat of the evening right now to have Mr. Martin here tonight to share with us his insights about this movie. I'm sure you've got a lot to share in terms of the journey of how this movie was made.
Okay.
And but allow me to give you a brief bio about Mr. Martin. Mardik Martin is an elite group of screenwriters on WGA's list of 101 greatest screenplays ever written. He immigrated to the United States from Iraq and to attend New York University. He won the Mahler Award and graduated with a master's degree in screenwriting in 1968. Then went to teach at NYU from 68 to 73. Mardik moved to Hollywood after Mean Streets, which came out in 1973, which he co-wrote with Martin Scorsese. Became a huge success. He worked for Chardoff Winkler Productions in the years following, writing screenplays like Valentino in 1977, and collaborating again with Scorsese on multiple projects before writing Academy Award-winning Raging Bull in 1980. Recently, Mardik co-wrote the screenplay To the Cut, which premiered in the competition at the Venice International Film Festival in 2014. Mr. Martin is a professor at the prestigious USC School of Cinematic Arts, having mentored and taught thousands of the brightest young luminaries in the movie business right now. So we are delighted to have you here tonight.
Excuse me, I have to speak in English so everybody understands. Oh, that's even better. I want to apologize for not feeling well. I've had a getting on in years too, so I've we said. But Italia but yes, I got for answer questions. I have to be honest. I am honest, but I don't know what to say. Kind of groggy actually. Took a sleeping pill, I think. No, it wasn't. It's a painkiller, but it makes you feel sleepy. But in any case, I'm here to answer whatever questions you like, if you can. I could talk for 3 days about what the hell is going on in my life or what went on. But I want to make sure that I answer your question.
Okay.
Ask about the movie, I guess.
Yeah. Let's. I'll start with a few basic questions.
Yes.
So. This movie, I was doing a little research before tonight, came out in 2014. How did this movie come to you? What was the journey of finding out about this movie? Because directed by Fatih Akin,
yeah, who was a Turkish guy.
Turkish guy.
And he corresponded, emailed me for 5 months, trying to get me interested in the project. And I was always nervous about what kind of stories I could do with a Turk about the Armenian Genocide. But he wanted to do whatever honest way I could do it, you know. I said, okay. So he told me a basis of the story, and I went to Hamburg, where he was, and I worked with him for 6 months, 5 months, back and forth. He came to LA, I went there, and you know, it's not easy to write a screenplay, any screenplay. Mean Street's the one that, it was 5 years, 6 years of revival. You don't write, you rewrite, you know. Anyway, so I finally said yes, and as I said, we worked for 5 months to do 3 different drafts of the screenplay. And he was ready to shoot. I said, okay. And we got, it was like, what is it, about $20 million movie. It's not cheap. So, but the script was ready. And I think he knew what he was doing. And I'm sure the picture could do more changes, better ending, I think. However, I'm stuck with it. This is it. So
it's been said that he wrote this as like a part of 3 different stories.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means?
I don't buy that.
So What about this story captured you to get back into the screenwriting again?
Yeah.
Because
well,
what was the last time you had written a screenplay that turned into a movie? And then
yeah, well, it took me, 11 years of retirement from screenwriting because, you know, after I wrote 7, 8, you know, each one takes a year and a half to write, I finally wrote 3 or 4 scripts that I was well paid and all that, but never got made. Something always happened, and I decided that this is ridiculous. So I became a professor at USC, the School of Cinema, and what changed me was meeting Fateh, to answer your question. I saw he was sincere. He was more German than Turk, and he wanted to tell a good story which combined 7 or 8 people's experiences, and that's how I had material to work with. With him, without him, he came. We spent a lot of time in LA. And, that's writing is a lot of work, and it's not fun. I don't know what you think it is, but to be real, to get a real story to please everybody, that's very hard. And I was trying to do everything, with his help, of course.
well, is the movie based on any one particular
As
source?
I said, it's based on 6 or 7 different people's minute. You know, good screenwriters take 4 or 5 characters and use each piece of this and that of that character into one person. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not exactly one person. It's different things happening to that one person. When in real life it happened to several people.
So you've met him once. He's introduced the concept of the story to you.
Well, I read it. He said in the pages.
He's already written it.
He read about 2/3 of it.
He's written 2/3 of it. So that 1/3 that you put in, how much of that is what you feel has to be true to the Armenian Genocide, historical depictions? How much of that is fictionalized, and how much?
I'm not a mathematician. I'm not percentages and all that. You don't do that when you write. Things change as you write everything every day. It's not like nothing is written in stone. It's all written to be changed, to make it better, of course. That's the idea. And I want to make it real. Where's my friend Hyde? Where is John? Oh, children, they make it better for some. Sure. Anyway, screenwriting is a process of revising as you go, making it better, hopefully. It doesn't always work, but that's how you. So you take from life, from 5 different people, many events happening to many people, try to combine it into one story or pastiche of stories. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just kind of facilitating some questions, and we'll open it up to the audience. If anybody has any questions,
Okay.
please feel free to raise your hand, and we'll
Yes.
call you. But at one point that you have the finalized script,
Yeah.
you said you need to raise $20 million roughly
Wow.
to be able
He
to shoot
did.
this movie.
He did.
He did. Okay.
The director is always in charge of this money and the scene, the final cut. And it's difficult for me to judge which percentage is biased. But, you know, life is complicated. And I will, do you think there was much of a struggle? I think the 100th century anniversary of the genocide was a big news. We thought it was going to be even bigger. And unfortunately, neither, I don't know what happened, but historically, it wasn't as big as I was hoping. It would be a big event. I don't know why. I'm not a historian or a sociologist, but the story was good. I think it could have been better, but what can I do?
Well, I mean,
It is what it is.
It's one man's vision, and it's definitely the thing that I saw about what he was describing from the movie is that it was meant to stimulate conversation.
Well, hopefully it did, but it didn't do it as well as I thought it would. Hope is always part of life.
Oh, that's right. So,
Thank you, dear.
yes. Who has a question? Yes, you have a question.
Matavasian, my assistant and friend, thank you very much.
Yes.
Question here?
Yes.
How did you or he get to pick the 5 or 6 different people or their stories?
I don't understand the question.
So, how did you pick the 5 or 6 different people's stories
Yeah.
to put all
Well,
that into the
that's-
script?
Yeah, I got that now. I think it's a part of any screenwriter. If you want to write a good story, you take it from life, reality. And if you want to fantasize parts of it, that's fine. So how you put it together is a trick, is the hard part. But it's not, you say, Mr. Abe is going to meet Mr. C, and you could go back and forth and all that. It's not that simple. It's more complicated than that. It's creating an entirely new life, or lives, I should say. And they should put it all together. And a story, you're playing God. But of course, you're not God, so you make a lot of errors. You don't always hit the mark that you want. So you're creating a life, you're creating events, you're creating adventure, death, all things that happen to lives. However, because I'm not a God or thought I was, we couldn't get it 100%. I will try to get the best percent as possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Has he ever had a problem with Turks or Turkish government?
What kind of reception did the Turkish government have with this movie?
Well, they kind of ignored it. They thought that was the best thing to do. It was opened in Turkey, but with the least amount of noise possible. They were smart. They thought that if they made noise, it'd backfire on them. So they didn't. But they made sure it didn't go into a lot of theaters and television and all that.
So the movie went on to be nominated in some prestigious
Very
movie.
difficult to get those things done. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the movie, or it was pressure, or what the story was. But I do know that everybody tried to keep it, not everybody, most people in the business especially, the reviewers, I don't know why, they were afraid, or they didn't like it, honorably. I don't know, it just didn't hit the mark that I was hoping. Does that answer your question? Where
Yes.
are you? All right.
Yes.
How long did it take to complete the whole thing?
Shooting?
Yes.
How many months were you shooting?
Oh, yeah, that was difficult because they had to shoot it in 6 different countries. And so to move from place to place, not only takes money, and you have to look for talent and background and what have you. I don't know. There is no such thing. What I said about me playing God is very true in terms of things going wrong. Like life itself, things go wrong, and it's difficult to measure how much it's going to take, but you try to do the best you can. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yes?
When you communicated with the director, did he say that he had any particular purpose in producing this movie? Did he see just a good story in this? Or was he trying to acknowledge what his government did back in 1915? Or he just saw a good story and he just wrote up
Okay.
produced it?
I think I understand your question. I think what you do is tell a story. You don't try to preach or make noise or go over an idea that you want. It's what was real, as far as you know, as far as you can research. Try to get it as real as possible. And it works sometimes it doesn't work, but like I said, you play a sort of a god, but you're not perfect, and the story doesn't always work. But I think, in my opinion, this is as close as I could see it happening. Maybe somebody else will come up and revise it.
How involved were you with the actual casting of the
I was
actors?
there. I was there for a week and a half, and I was every minute of it. I was there.
Okay, so obviously the main character, Nazareth, is not Armenian.
No, that's not my choice, by the way. That's Fateh liked him, and he thought he was a very good actor.
Did you guys have actors in mind that you were looking
I
to
didn't
bring
want
in?
to argue with him because he came in with the story and he came in with the money.
Okay.
You have nothing to. He listened to me, and he always listened to me, but I made sure that I didn't overstay my influence. Yes.
When you were contributing, did you think in English or did you think in Armenian? Did you primarily do the
English.
Armenian
I
stuff
think
or the English
mostly
stuff?
in English. Because I was trained to be that way, not that I wanted to. And to me, every picture that I liked, that I saw, that I learned from was in English. I was a Hollywood fantasy person. I loved a Hollywood movie when I was 11 and 12. I learned English through American movies, and I came here and lived my life like an American movie. I know it's kind of hard to believe that, but that's exactly what happened. My entire life is a homage to American movies. But accidentally, mind you, I didn't do it deliberately. So I came to this country because of whatever happened. It's nice, I think. I have fun, I have a lot of pain. But that's another story. Anybody else? Any question?
She asked that question.
You have to talk a little louder.
She asked the question.
Oh, she already asked?
Yeah, she asked.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, listen, I'm not in a great of shape physically, so you'll have to excuse me. And you call me if you like, or send me a note. Very simple. Email is Mardik, @USC.edu. At USC because I was a professor there. I retired last year, so, but I still get my mail. Well, thank you very much. I hope you like the movie.
And all of us, we'd like to extend our thanks and sincerest appreciation to you, Mr. Martin, all the people involved with the production of the cut, and sorry. I wanted to thank you for taking your time to come out tonight. Also for enabling us to be able to view this movie and ask you some questions about the process.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time. We thank everyone involved, and again, hope to have you come back and when you're feeling a little bit better, kind of talk a little bit more about all the stories you probably have about the years of Hollywood and all the wonderful times you've probably had, as you said, exploring the... So thank you again, and thank you to everybody who came tonight.
Yeah, thank you, and I will do whatever you say. By the way, there's a documentary you could on Mardik in Hollywood.
Where can we find the documentary?
Oh, look under.
Okay, that's everyone's homework. Everybody Google Mardik Martin.
Yeah.
And
Mardik
let's see if we can find the documentary that he has.
Well, I don't have.
Oh, the documentary about you. Awesome.
Get it on me.
Okay, fantastic.
All right. Okay,
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.